Sarah's phone buzzed on her coffee table, and it was from him. Her hand shook as she picked up her phone to read what he had just sent her, and her world flipped upside down. "I'm breaking up with you," it read. She dropped her phone on the table and its screen shattered. Her mind raced with reasons why he would leave her, why he would just give up so easily. Was it because of the new girl at the office? Have I not treated him right? Is he sick of me? Am I not pretty enough for him anymore? No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't fight back the tears. That is, until she remembered the magical text message that her friend taught her. The text message that would change his mind about breaking up with her. The strange, simple text that would cause his heart to burn with an intoxicating desire every time he thought about her. Keep watching this video, and I promise that what you'll learn in the next 4.5 minutes will change your life forever. Hi, my name is Amy North, and in this short little video, I'm going to reveal to you the shocking ending to Sarah's story. And I'm going to reveal a secret text message you can send to a man to make him forget about every other woman and focus all of his attention, love, and desire on you and only you. To make you the only woman that he ever has on his mind. And to make him worship you, fantasize about you, and obsess over you as if you were the last woman on earth. The moment you use this text on a man, you will make his heart pound with hunger and excitement, as if you had put a hypnotic love spell on him. So, if you're sick and tired of him ignoring your text messages and pulling away, then keep watching, because this one little text holds the key to make any man feel an everlasting love for you and only you, forever. This sounds unbelievable, I know, but it has worked shockingly well for the hundreds of women I've shared this kind of text message with. Women like Rachel, who used them on her ex-boyfriend after he suddenly and unexpectedly dumped her. And as soon as her ex read this message, he immediately realized his mistake, told her how much he missed her, and begged her to take him back. Or my friend Samantha, who used it on the new cute guy at the gym. Once he read the magical text, he immediately asked her out on a date, and they've been infatuated with each other ever since. Or Alexa, who used this strange text message on her cold and distant husband, and practically made him obsess over her again overnight, promising to love her through thick and thin. These magical texts work even if you don't think you're naturally beautiful, intelligent, or charming. Because these messages are like discovering a magical dictionary of obsession, where every word, phrase, and sentence will make his entire body shake with incredible love and infatuation for as long as you desire. Want proof? Just listen to this embarrassing story about my friend Sarah, and I promise that you will be shocked by what happens to her at the end. "I want to be with you forever and always," he whispered into Sarah's ear. Her heart fluttered, her eyes widened, and her palms began to sweat. Could it really be, she thought? Could I really be the one for him? Sarah's entire life was filled with heartbreak and disappointment. I mean, there wasn't anything wrong with her. She was reasonably smart and had a decent job, but she knew she wasn't exactly a supermodel. So guys typically didn't give her a second look. That is, until she met her soulmate. His name was Mark, and he was perfect. He was tall, charming, and incredibly successful. Every month he would whisk her away to some exotic Caribbean island or quaint European town. She couldn't believe how magical their lives were, and she couldn't help but giggle with glee every time he crossed her mind. All of her friends were beyond jealous. They wondered what she did to make a guy like that devote his entirety to her. Her best friend Jen even jokingly said, "If I could transplant my soul into your body, I'm sorry to say, but I probably would." Nothing in her life could have been more perfect. That is, until she showed up. The stunning new intern at Mark's office. She was 7 years younger than Sarah, she was thin, and she had that kind of youthful flirtiness that most men go crazy for. At first, Sarah wasn't worried because Mark was always intensely loyal. But this time, the whole situation just felt different. As time wore on, Sarah began noticing something deeply strange and disturbing with Mark and the intern. She noticed that they began spending more and more time together at the office. They'd always text each other late at night about work, and Mark would always mention how well the new intern was doing. But Sarah kept telling herself that work was work and tried not to think anything of it. Until her friend Jen told her something that made her mind race. "Please don't freak out," Jen said, "but I think I saw Mark and the new intern together, holding hands at the park last night. But I'm not 100% sure." The moment those words came out of Jen's mouth, Sarah's heart crashed to the floor. Was it true? Her heart began to pound wildly. It was like all of her deepest fears were coming true. She knew she had to confront Mark, but the moment she did, he snapped. "Of course I'm not into her. I love you, not her." But after that, things just didn't feel the same. Was he telling the truth, she thought? She spent sleepless nights staring at the ceiling, wondering if Mark could really hurt her like that. Every single time Mark's phone buzzed, she felt a burst of anxiety flow through her. Why is she texting him so late at night? Why is she always texting him? The more she brought up the issue with him, the colder and more distant Mark became. And after a few weeks of unbearable anxiety, Sarah discovered something that made her want to laugh and cry at the same time. Jen was wrong about Mark and the intern. It turns out that she had confused them with a couple down the street that looked almost exactly like them. But the damage was already done, and Mark was increasingly distant and preoccupied. And, most disturbingly, he wasn't texting her back as quickly as he used to, sometimes waiting for hours where he used to always get back to her in seconds or minutes. The uncertainty of waiting left a knot in her stomach. She didn't know if he was mad at her or if he just couldn't be bothered anymore. She wondered if she could keep texting him to convince him to come around, but she didn't want to come across as needy and annoying, and she didn't want to play games and not respond to his messages for hours and hours. She was a mess of anxiety and started constantly worrying about when he was going to leave her. Until, one day, a few weeks later, it finally happened. Sarah got that fateful message from Mark telling her it was over, which caused her to drop her phone. It was as if the bottom had dropped out of her life. Her vision blurred as the tears streamed down her cheeks, and she felt her knees weaken and her stomach lurch, leaving her to doubt whether she'd ever find someone to love her the way Mark did. And as she sat there feeling more alone than she had in her life, staring blankly at her broken phone, she remembered the weird type of text message her friend had told her about, the one that claimed to make any man feel a deep burning obsession for whoever sent it. She thought it was ridiculous at the time, but typed it in and sent it off with no real expectation that she'd ever hear back from him. And almost immediately, he messaged her that one word, wait. And as she stared at that one word, wondering how she should respond, the phone started ringing in her hands. It was him. It was weird to see his name come up like that. He never called her. When she answered, she'd barely said hello when he blurted out, "Sarah, I need to see you. Can we please talk?" She agreed to let him come over, and that whole night, Mark begged Sarah for forgiveness, for ever thinking about leaving her, and for ever thinking that his life could be complete without her. The text had reminded him of everything good they ever had together, and had filled him with a desperate fear that he'd never find a match like her again. Finally, he said the words she'd been waiting to hear for months. "I'm in love with you, and I'm never, ever leaving you, no matter what." But more importantly, everything changed after that. This wasn't a momentary panic he was experiencing that made him come running back to her. He'd truly seen the light about how truly amazing their relationship was and could be, and was more committed and more dedicated to making it work than he'd ever thought before. So who was this mysterious friend that told Sarah about the most influential text message ever? Well, drum roll please, it was me, Amy North. For over 10 years, I've been studying the science of love and attraction, and I've learned how simple words can make any man melt with the purest form of desire for you. To infiltrate his mind with thoughts of romance and desire, and to make him love you unconditionally until he has to bend down on one knee and give himself completely to you and only you. So what is this text message, and how does it work? And how does it make your guy feel a special kind of obsession for you that only 1% of women ever experience? In order for you to understand how it works, you need to know just 3 simple facts. Fact 1. The key to making a man fall and stay in love is his attention. When you truly capture a man's attention, he can't stop thinking about you. This means when you're with him, his mind is practically glued to you. When he looks at you, he will feel like he is bathing in warm sunlight. And when you're apart, he's constantly thinking about where you are, what you're doing, and what you're thinking. I'm sure you've experienced something similar when you're in love with a man. When you're in a room with him, no matter how many other people are around, your brain is constantly tracking where he is and who he's talking to. When you're not with him, you begin wondering where he is and what he's doing. And you're secretly hoping that he's thinking of you too. Now, most people think that our brains become fixated on a person because we're infatuated with them. But the opposite is also true. The more you think about someone, the more attention you pay to them, and the more in love and infatuated you become with them. So, once you learn how to occupy a man's attention and get him to think about you uncontrollably, you will have complete control over him in a way that you never thought possible. Which brings me to fact 2. There are certain psychological triggers which grab a man's attention. For example, things like curiosity, cliffhangers, and incomplete information are tools that make a man crave to know more. These are the same triggers used by Hollywood screenwriters to draw an audience into their movies and force them to pay attention for hours at a time. These psychological triggers, which I call attention hooks, are extremely powerful because they tap directly into the focus system of a man's brain and force him to wonder about you, to think about you, and to pay attention to you, whether you're right in front of him or you're miles away. And here's a hint. I've even embedded several of these attention hooks into this very video to keep you watching. All this leads me to Fact 3. About 2 years ago, I discovered that by adapting the same attention hooks Hollywood screenwriters use in your text messages, you could captivate any man predictably and reliably, and force him to pay full attention to you, which in turn creates desperate feelings of love, infatuation, and obsession for you. All of a sudden, he won't be able to control his sudden urge to fantasize about you all day long. And you'll find his own reasons to see you, hold you, and kiss you like you've never been kissed before. This creates a positive feedback loop that causes his mind to constantly wonder about what you'll think of him, when you'll respond to him, and when he'll get to see you next. This, ladies, is what you call genuine obsession. And as soon as you understand these 3 simple facts and use my simple text message system, don't be surprised if handsome men begin calling you, texting you, and asking you out on more dates. Don't be shocked if your ex comes crawling back over fiery coals just to have another chance with you. And don't be amazed when the man you're currently with, despite his coldness, indifference, and stubborn unwillingness to commit, calls you out of the blue, tells you how much he loves you, and showers you with the kind of affection that you might have thought was just Hollywood fiction. So now, you're probably thinking, how do I get started? How can I learn about these magical text messages and use them to make any man stick to me like a cute puppy dog? Well, after teaching women to create and use text messages like this for the past 2 years, I've put together a complete guide for women on texting men, including hundreds of attention hooks to grab and hold his attention so he can't stop thinking about you when you're not around. This will put his love and obsession for you into overdrive, so he's 100% devoted to you. I call this incredible new online program Text Chemistry. It's helped thousands of women around the world find and keep the men of their dreams just by using their cell phones. And it doesn't matter if you don't look like Beyonce or Taylor Swift, if you aren't as charming as Emma Watson, or if you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s. None of this matters because these text messages are based on the most advanced psychological science. Once you start using these text messages, his emotions, feelings, and desires will literally be out of his control. He has to respond to you in a way that only a man can. And he'll experience a deadly cocktail of addictive love and desire for you in a way that will make his heart melt like ice cream. By the way, text chemistry isn't difficult to understand and apply, so you won't be spending hours on end trying to figure out how to use the system. It's so strangely easy to use that all you have to do is sit back, send the messages, and watch as a man's mind, body, and soul reaches a point of complete obsession for you, forever and always. Here's a short preview of what you'll learn. Do men ignore your text messages? Learn how you can use my crazily effective technique that will make him text you back instantly and always, no matter what. You'll never have to feel ignored or rejected again. You'll learn about my coveted Eglo text. Once you send a man these words, you'll prevent his mind from ever wandering too far away from you. His brain will be hardwired to love you and adore you no matter the hardships you will face. Do you want your ex back? Use my satellite text to instantly make him regret the breakup and force him to fight for a second chance at love with you. You'll be surprised at how quickly he becomes enamored by the thought of a second chance. Do you feel like your relationship has become stale or boring? Use my Game On and Supernova text messages to fill his body with the kind of nervous excitement that he felt when he first saw you. And the best part about these texts? The feeling of excitement will never leave his body too. Do you want to have the power to infuse your man's mind with passionate thoughts about you whenever you want? Use my tantalizing seduction text messages to incite the kind of ravenous desire that you only see in movies like 50 Shades of Grey. Within no time, he'll be staring deeply into your eyes, holding your hips close to his, and fantasizing about what he's going to do to you tonight. I'll give you my simple cheat sheet that will give you the ability to analyze his text messages and interpret a man's true feelings to figure out what he really means. You'll never have to guess what he's trying to say ever again. Are you worried that your boyfriend won't ever propose to you? Use my crystal ball text messages to send subliminal messages that will cause him to crave marriage, family, and lifelong commitment. Don't believe me? Then you clearly have never tried to send these powerful texts. Not seeing him for a while? I'll teach you how you can harness your text messages to make him feel a burst of excitement and lust. He'll be counting down the days until he gets to feel you in his arms again. You'll learn when to send what I call love potion photos. And no, I don't mean sexting him cute photos of you in your underwear. I'll give you a number of silly little images that you can send to him to make him feel even more lust towards you. Use my Big Bang text message to make his body tingle with desire for you, to the point where he will be blowing up your phone just to hear the sound of your voice. and he'll be making up silly excuses to see you as soon as he can. You'll learn a way to talk to a man on the phone that will make the hairs on the back of his head stand. He'll be so eager to please you and do anything he has to just to put a smile on your face. And once you use messages like my shooting for the stars text, he'll be absolutely blind to every other woman in his life. So if you're worried that he'll leave you for another woman, or worse, cheat on you, then using text messages like this will create an environment of monogamous love, where every moment that he gets to spend with you will be the happiest forever and always, and so much more. This doesn't even begin to scratch the surface. I promise you, text chemistry is a course like you've never seen before. I've only just released this incredible program, but already I've been bombarded with jaw-dropping stories from women just like you. Just hear what Maria Dennison from Seattle has to say about my program. Hi Amy, my name is Maria, and I came across some of your YouTube videos a few months ago and immediately became hooked. And since I've always had troubles with guys ignoring me through text, I decided to bite the bullet and try out your text chemistry course. Well, long story short, I began dating this incredibly cute guy who's also a doctor. Full package, right? And things were going okay, but I felt like he was sometimes ignoring my text messages and growing distant, and he would always lamely reply with one-word answers and stuff. But then I started using some of your texts, and oh my God, he suddenly wouldn't stop texting me and calling me. He really wanted to spend so much time with me, and he even took the time out of his busy day just to take me out for lunch. Like, no guy has ever done that for me, especially a guy that busy. And ever since I started to use your text messages, I could just sense him becoming more and more interested in me. And last night, he told me he loved me. I can't believe it. I'm super happy, Amy. Thank you so, so much. And check out this video testimonial that I received the other day.
Hey Amy, just wanted to leave you a message and tell you about my experiences with your text chemistry program. I'm a woman in my 40s, and my best years are definitely behind me. So dating's been pretty tough. Anyways, I started using your program on this guy who always used to ignore my messages. I've had a crush on him for almost, a year. And I've always tried to get him to ask me out. Well, after about a week of trying out some of the text messages in your program, he began treating me differently. He started texting me jokes and stories about his day. And then he started asking me out on dates. I honestly couldn't believe it. Your text messages are seriously like voodoo magic. Anyway, we've been dating for a few months now, and I've never been more in love or happier. And it's all thanks to you, Amy. So, thank you.
Heard enough? Well then, now I gotta ask you just one simple question. Are you ready? Are you ready to have men stop ignoring your text messages? Are you ready to have men in line just to ask you out on a date? Are you ready to have that one special guy treat you like the queen that you are, to worship and love you until the end of your days? If you're still here, then I'm going to assume the answer is yes. So listen up, because you are not going to want to miss the next little part. When I first launched Text Chemistry, I sold the first 10 spots at $349 a piece. And even at this price, I still have had a massive wait list of women dying to get their hands on this program. But today, I've decided to do something insane. So if you're watching this video right now, then you're part of my very special launch promotion, and you are not going to want to miss this. Because you aren't going to be paying the regular price of $349. You aren't even going to pay $249. And you are absolutely not going to pay $149. And even at $149, I'd still be losing money on every sale just to keep up with my business expenses. But since I want you so desperately to try my text chemistry program, I've convinced my business partner to reduce the price of this program to just one single payment of just $49.95. And yes, for just $49.95, you get access to the entire course. However, I am only holding this incredible 85% discount for the next 160 women. So if you come back here tomorrow and the price goes back up to $349, then do not email me asking for the discounted price. You will forever lose your spot to another woman, and you will have to pay the regular $349 price tag just to get access. No exceptions. And here's another thing that will make you jump for joy. Do you like free stuff? Because I do, and that's exactly what I'm about to offer you. Listen up. Scroll down and hit the Add to Cart button to get access to my entire text chemistry program. Begin using the material and watch as men begin chasing you, obsessing over you, and worshiping you like the goddess you are. And if within 60 days you aren't satisfied with the results that you're getting, if men aren't showing you the love, adoration, and affection that you deserve, then just email me for a 100% no questions asked refund. Every single penny will be given back to you within days, and your purchase is protected by ClickBank, the world's most trusted retailer for online products. So in the event that I can't process your refund, although I will, they'll do it for you. So you're double protected. You have absolutely nothing to lose. In fact, the only person that would be losing on this deal is me. All you have to do is click that Add to Cart button to get immediate access to the most powerful texting program in the world. The entire course will be available for download right after you purchase the program. There's no waiting around for the mailman to deliver the package to you. Just get access now, even if it's 3:30 a.m. in the morning. And to sweeten the pot a little, to make sure that this is an absolute no-brainer for you, I've added 3 incredible bonuses that I'm including for free when you purchase my text chemistry program today. The first bonus is my phone game ebook. Imagine this for a second. A man calls you, and the moment you say hello, the hairs on the back of his neck stand on end, and he is immediately giving you his full and undivided attention. In fact, your voice will be like an addicting song that he can't get enough of. In this ebook, you will learn the science behind what men can't resist when it comes to a woman's voice, and how you can use this secret to make him hang on your every word. Usually, I sell this book separately for $29.95, but today it's free when you purchase my text chemistry program. The second bonus you're getting is my Why Men Leave Relationships ebook. Ever wonder why some men leave perfectly good relationships? It's not what you think, and the answer might shock you. In this book, you'll learn the real reasons why men pull away and how you can prevent it from happening to you. And once you learn these little psychological secrets, any man will feel an explosion of infatuation every time he looks at you. And the thought of leaving you will be one of his worst nightmares. Usually, I sell this book for $29.95 on its own, but today it's free when you purchase my text chemistry program. Finally, you'll be getting my Quality Men on Tinder ebook. Tinder is full of highly sought after men that you're simply not getting exposed to. In this ebook, I'll teach you how to set up your profile so you attract only the hottest and most successful men in your area. I'll even teach you how you can make them crave you just by using 3 simple steps. Usually I sell this book for $29.95, but today it's free when you purchase my text chemistry program. Plus, much, much, much more. In fact, if you purchase today, I'll be throwing in some mystery bonuses that aren't advertised in this video. Now, if you weren't taking advantage of this limited time promotion, you would be paying almost $450 for everything you see here. But today, you can get the best texting program in the world and 3 incredible bonuses when you register today. So click that Add to Cart button now. But I have to warn you that you should register now because this offer definitely won't last forever. Once a few more women sign up, I will have to increase the price back up to $349 and remove the bonuses, otherwise my business partner might kill me. So if you're even a little bit interested, then you have to try out my program, otherwise your spot will be given to another woman. So here's the way I look at it. You've got 2 options. Option 1 is that you leave this page. If you do this, you risk having men continuously pull away from you. And you continue settling for guys that are just way below your league. If you're okay with this, and you're okay with having your heart broken time and time again, then it's cool. You can totally leave. But you can choose option 2 and try my text chemistry program today. All you have to do is scroll down and click the Add to Cart button to immediately begin using these secret messages that women would kill to get their hands on. You'll be able to use cutting-edge psychological techniques that will force men to dream about you in ways that you only thought existed in your fantasies. And you will experience that storybook ending that you've thought about since you were a child. You'll finally feel wanted and desired by men, and you'll have them chase you down for love and romance like a raging pit bull. I kid you not. And again, even if text chemistry isn't for you, you can just email me for a 100% refund. Every single penny will be given back to you, no ifs, ands, or buts. This online course is just so easy to use and it will work insanely fast. I've had a few students skim over the first few pages of this program and experience the kind of results most women only dream about. And sure, you still might be skeptical at this point, but if you leave this page right now, then you risk experiencing the kind of regret that could last forever. You might be constantly asking yourself, what if you could learn something that would prevent that one special guy from ever leaving you, or even finding your soulmate? Even if you learned one thing that would help you, wouldn't that be worth it? Isn't the possibility of eternal love and happiness worth it? And worse yet, if you don't buy this program, would you be okay living your life full of more pain, heartbreak, and frustration? Would you be okay with letting the man of your dreams walk out the door, only to leave you for a younger, more beautiful woman? And honestly, what if you could meet the man of your dreams using my course? The man that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. The man that will father your children. The man that you'll marry. Wouldn't that be worth it? All you have to do to get started is just click that Add to Cart button below. You can start immediately using these powerful text messages right now. Text so powerful that you'll be able to force a man to feel the kind of mental and emotional addiction that lasts a lifetime. The kind of obsessive desire for you that will fill his body with joy and happiness. Thousands of my students have used these text messages to find their current husbands, and they thank me every day for it. Seriously, I get hundreds, sometimes thousands of emails a day from women telling me how much my advice has helped them. Using these simple and weird text messages will transform you into one of the most vibrant, attractive, and desirable women you'll ever meet. Suddenly, you'll be forgetting about everyone else, and you will have such strong impulses to text you, call you, be with you, and chase you. Imagine having that kind of push-button power over a man. Imagine how much better your life would be. All you have to do is click the Add to Cart button right now and get started. Can you imagine having that tall, athletic, handsome, successful guy chase after you like no tomorrow? Fighting to buy you that one-way ticket to Paris? Dying for his chance to one day call you his, forever? Life is simply too short to wait around, so don't take any chances and click the Add to Cart button now. Remember, even if you don't like my program for any reason, you just have to email me at amy@amynorth.com and ask for a refund. The process to get your money back is easy and painless. Really, all the risk is on me. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Now, I could go on for hours and hours about the benefits of the system, but the only way you're really going to understand them is if you sign up today. So please, please, please click the Add to Cart button right now and I'll see you inside. I can't wait for you to email me your incredible success story. Seriously, I live for those. Click that Add to Cart button now. See you on the other side. Still not convinced? Here's what women all around the world are saying about my text chemistry program.